Look at this motherfucker sleep. Sitting.
It's hot as fuck in here. Turn the heat down too.
What up, YouTube family? I hope everybody is doing good. Today, I decided to go to church after it's been about maybe a year or two since the last time I actually went. I went a couple of times to an old church to support someone who was giving a message on that day. But actually wanting to go to church to get an experience with God, it's been a while. So I went to church, y'all, and they have a kids ministry as well. So I'm able to check my 4-year-old in so he can have fun and learn about God while I can focus on church. Because if he was sitting with me, I had a lot of tears flowing today, and one, because I am going through a lot emotionally and mentally with losing my job, trying to get a job, and still really traumatized by what I went through not too long ago. So one of the things that I've been praying for is that God bless me with more friends, but friends that are kindred to my spirit, that are loving, that are kind, that have the same beliefs and morals that I have, so that I can bond with them and, maybe find somebody who has a kid, and our kids could become friends, all that good stuff, right? So I'm sitting in service and I'm literally thinking this to myself. I'm like, maybe I'll find that friend here. And the praise team started singing, and the first 3 songs, literally one of them being I Am a Friend of God, and then the next song was more so God speaking to us, telling us that God is our friend. I can't make this up. So I'm feeling this on my heart. I start crying because I'm like, okay, I hear you, God. You're telling me you're my friend that I'm looking for, and I need to be confiding in you. I need to be looking for those morals in you. And it just really rocked my world in a good way, So then we get into the message, and the message is about how to have a pure heart. Now I'm going through some things emotionally with some family. In particular, I have certain family members that have a way of just discarding me whenever they don't agree with something. It could be the smallest thing that I do or say, and they won't speak to me for a very long time. And it hurts really bad. It weighs on me a lot. And I end up getting so caught up in how they're acting and what they're doing and what they're not doing and how they should be treating me that I totally lose sight of how I should be, and looking at my own self, looking at my own heart, looking at my own feelings. And what I realized is my heart is not pure either, because even though people are people and they do the things they do and they say the things they say, however you react to that, however I react to that, is a sign of what's going on in my heart as well. So if I'm sitting over here thinking, F these people, whatever that's causing me to be angry, that's something inside of me. So the whole message is talking about that and how you come to God with a pure heart. You speak with grace. Don't be quick to be angry. And the pastor talked a lot about how people get counseling, but they never really find out. You could find out, what's causing you to be depressed, what's causing you to be stressed, what's causing you to be angry, and you can get management on it. Or you can find out and then take a walk with God and have God analyze those things. And the Lord will show you why you get so angry, why you reacted the way you did in a lot of situations. And I actually, when I was going through my spiritual journey previously, God was revealing a lot of things to me. There were things that I had forgotten as a child, that it was being brought back to my memory. And I know for a fact all I have to do is tap back into that and just focus on me and God right now. I think that's what needs to happen. That's why a lot of people have been removed from my life or have left my life, or whatever they're deciding to do. It's all a part of the plan, is really what I got from that message. And I need to make an effort to do as much as I can to make sure that my heart is pure, no matter what the situation is, so that I can continue to be blessed, because I am being blessed, but I could be blessed on so many other levels if I learn how to control my anger, if I learn how to control how I speak to people, if I learn how to control my feelings and emotions when I don't agree with how they're treating me, So that was great. And then to put the cherry on top, so you all know I struggle with alcoholism. I've been an alcoholic since I was 16 years old. I used to share a story with you. I realized that I didn't realize I was an alcoholic, but there was a time when I was about 16, 17 years old, and I was staying with one of my father's good friends, and I found her liquor stash, and she didn't know that I had a problem drinking. And she left the house one day. She invited me to go with her. I told her I didn't want to go. She left. And I went straight to her cabinet and drunk so much that when I woke up, she was calling my name. I had to go to school the next day. And when I opened my eyes, I had throw up all over my chest, y'all. And I was laying flat on my back. And I actually know a few people that passed away like that because they literally drowned in their vomit, but I didn't. It was all over my chest. And when I got up out of the bed to walk to the bathroom, I fell because I was still extremely intoxicated. And I fell into the door, and she looked at me, and then she could see the vomit on my chest because she didn't really see it from where she was standing. And she said, "Oh my God, Sydney." And she said, "We can't tell your father. We can't tell him that you're too drunk to go to school. What are we going to tell him?" And I said, "Just tell him I'm sick," because when I do get extremely stressed, I do get sick and I do throw up and I don't feel good if I get to that point of my anxiety and stress and depression. So it was believable. And that was just when I was 16, 17 years old. And I have a lot of stories that I'll share later on down the line, but I didn't realize that I actually had a problem until about like 2016, right before I had my son. So my time being pregnant, I didn't drink at all. Of course, once I found out, I was almost 3 months pregnant by the time I found out I was with child. And I was drinking, but not as much before I found out, because I was getting sick every time I drank. It could be the smallest drink, and I would get like really sick and just like vomit a lot. And I really thought that was my body just telling me not to drink so much. So then I would just drink a little bit at a time. And my friends were unaware that I was getting so sick after I drank. I would like tell them I was going home real quick to grab something or to take a shower, and then I would get in the shower and and once I found out I was pregnant, I immediately stopped. After that, I breastfed, so I still wasn't drinking. You know, people were trying to say, you could drink, you just gotta pump and dump. But when you're a real breastfeeding mom, and it's not that easy for you to pump as much milk when you're working and you're not really eating like you're supposed to, you're not about to dump no milk, okay? And plus, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, the way I understood it, you can pump and dump all day, but that's still gonna be in your breast. Literally whatever you put in your mouth is in your breast milk. So it wasn't until my son, really until he started walking, because I breastfed him for 5 months. And then I slowly started drinking a little bit here and there. But after that, it started to get really heavy. I was drinking almost every day at that time, but not every single day. And then I would say when I moved back to Denver, a little bit before I moved back to Denver, I had started drinking throughout the day, but I still would not wake up to a shot. I would wait at least until the middle of the day or until I got off work to start drinking, but that happened every day consistently, and then it turned into I was waking up drinking. There was actually one time where I was able to consume a whole half a pint of alcohol before I even ate breakfast and was on my way to work. And I would go get shots on my lunch break, and then on the way home, stop by the liquor store. By the time I got, to where I needed to be, I was already half past toasty, and would just drink until it was time to go to bed. And it really took me until this incident to realize, because I knew I had a problem, but I kept lying to myself and saying that I was a functioning alcoholic. We say we're a functioning this and a functioning that because we still go to work, we still pay our bills, we still think that we're showing up the way that we need to while we're doing it, so that makes it okay and we can call ourselves functioning. But when you really look at it, you keep doing it like that, and your functioning is going to turn into you losing your home. It's going to turn into you losing your car. It's going to turn into you losing your job. It's going to turn into you losing your child. And while I'm sitting in service, after everything, these two men get on the stage and they're talking about how they're a year sober from alcohol. And when one of the guys started telling his story, he said he had just grabbed his keys. He was 90 days sober at the time and was going to reward himself with a drink. But it was his child, it was his son, that noticed he hadn't been drinking and looked at his dad and said, "Dad, you're doing a great job." And he was literally on his way to the liquor store. And I just remember how I've been feeling this past week and how much I've been wanting to drink. It's like, I thought that as the days went by, it would get easier. But it gets harder. And, people say, they try to give you advice on what to do and everything, but they're not alcoholics, so they don't understand your thought process. They don't understand that you need it, Like, it's not like these are people that drink every now and then, and when they do, it's just like a wine or a wine cooler or something like that. Like, I actually have a problem, because when I get a taste of it, I keep tasting until I can't taste no more. And then I'll get up the next day and do it all over again. And it's cost me so much. But just hearing their stories and seeing that they made it a whole year And just everything about church today, I felt like was just for me. Like, I was supposed to get a ride this morning because, you know, my car's still in custody from what happened. And my ride actually had another appointment somewhere else, so they weren't able to come get me. And for a minute, I was like, okay, well, I just won't go. But I got up and I went anyway. I went and got me and my baby together. When I caught the bus, I put on my tennis shoes and put my church shoes in my purse. And it was only one bus. We got off and then we walked right up to church. And it was the best thing I could ever done. And the woman sitting in front of me turns around. Now, I haven't seen her like turn around through the whole service, right? But she literally turns around and she starts introducing herself to me and hugging me and telling me that she's glad that I came. And I was just telling her, you know, I've been going through some stuff, and it's just so funny how God works and how I've been feeling so lonely and unattached. And it wasn't just today. I've had people tell me on my statuses in person that whenever you feel like you're away from God, that's when you need to get as close as you can. And I don't feel like God is there. Sometimes I feel like God, in a way, gave up on me too, like a lot of people. But today was confirmation. One of the songs was saying, you know, breathe your spirit. And you know, I never liked that song. Never did like that song, but the lady that was singing it before that, she said, when you come to God, you know, you just gotta come and let the Lord know that you need help. I need help as a mom. I need help as how to be a daughter, how to be a sister, how to be a servant in my job, in my career. You just gotta be honest about where you're at and never think too highly of yourself, because if you can't be seen, then God's not gonna see you, you know? So my new prayer now is to be found. I am lost and I am struggling, and it's hard, and I feel so horrible, and I've never wished I could take something back so bad in my life. All the time I wasted, all the people that I just allowed to use me, all the times I've acted out in anger or may have said something in anger. It's all cost me a lot. And it's really hard to keep my faith and my spirits up, but I'm gonna keep pushing forward, and I'm gonna keep believing that God is gonna save a wretch like me. He already did. I just have to believe it and remove that spirit of unbelief. And I'm going to continue to clean up my space and my area, because it's just something that's been on my heart, that's been on my spirit, that everything has to be clean. My mind has to be clean. My heart has to be clean. My body, my space. I just, you know, I have some goals that I want to achieve. There's a lot of things that I'm working towards, and I just have to get myself in position. And a lot of these things that I'm doing, I believe, are going to help me get in position. And most importantly, asking God to order my steps, to be that mother that I need to be that Sydney that I need to be for myself, so that everything around me is good. Everything around me will prosper. I'm not looking for picture perfect, but I know what I don't want in my life anymore, and I know what I don't want to do anymore. And it's hard and it's a struggle, but all things are possible. All things are possible as long as I keep my mind to it. And if you're watching this, maybe you're not a churchgoer or whatever the case may be, but make it a point every day to pray and not just ask God for things. Be grateful for what you got. Make the best out of what you have. Be honest with God. It's not like God doesn't know what's going on in your mind. It's not like God doesn't know what's going on in your heart. God can read all of that. That's why we don't even have to speak. God knows what's on our hearts. He knows what's on your heart. And I'm going to get through this addiction. If you're struggling with it, you're going to get through it too. I can't wait till you guys see me a year from now and I'm saying I'm a year sober. That's the moment that I'm really waiting for. But in the meantime, I'm so thankful for everything that I still do have. I lost a lot, but I still have what's most important to me. What's most important to me. And I'm not in prison. My son is with me. He tells me every day now that he's happy. He's happy to be with me. He's happy to be home. Now, my prayer is really going to be asking God to help me through not listening to people who have no faith in me. Not listening to people who have written me off, because in a way I'm giving them power over God. Because if God doesn't see me like that, I shouldn't feel no type of way. I don't care who it's coming from. I don't care if your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, whoever that person is in your life and what they mean to you. If they don't see you as a person that can get better, it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter how they feel. If you know that your heart and your mind has changed and you're working on doing what's best for you and yours, and that's the whole importance of building that relationship with God. Because God would never make me feel like I'm worthless, even in my darkest days. Even in my darkest days, I can feel the Lord with me right now. And I just pray over anybody who needs prayer. I pray right now, if you're watching this video, this is your sign that God is your friend. God is the one that sees your heart and your mind, and that's all that matters. Take that with you wherever you go, whatever they say. Continue to work on you. Continue to push through. And one day you're going to look up and your life's going to be turned completely around. You guys are going to see it before your very eyes, because I believe in my heart. Even though my mind is trying to trick me, in my heart, God's never gonna leave me behind. Never. He's gonna continue to bless me and continue to bless my life and my mind and all these things that I'm going through. It's gonna continue. So, Baby boy's taking a nap right now, and I think I'm gonna go lay down as well. And when we wake up, I'm gonna take him outside. I'm gonna hit the gym and get some exercise in, and just continue to feed my mind, my body, my soul. And I love you all. I really do. I love anybody watching this who needs love. And they may feel like they don't have it, or you're by yourself, but you're not by yourself. Just look around you. Be grateful for what you have. Work with what you got. And quit comparing yourself to other people. That's another big problem of mine. I'm like, well, why I can't do it like they do it? You're not them. I'm not them. Their story is not your story. I love y'all. And again, thank you so much for your support and your love. If you're not really aware of what's going on, just go ahead and watch my last video. It explains a lot. But just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light might shine on some dark areas that you think you're not necessarily ready to face, and you may not be, but it's time. It's time to break those chains. It's time to break free. It's time to start healing. It's time. All right. I'll catch up with y'all in a minute. So, workout got cut a little short, but that's okay. My eyes are just a little red, y'all. It's not because I've been doing anything. I have been crying literally all day because God is good. But you ready to go back outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
And play at the park a little bit.
Okay, we're going to go play Pirates. So, see y'all in a minute. I need to get outside. What up, what up, what up? I don't have that much time. I'm not gonna have time at all to work out if I don't do it now. So I'm gonna get my workout in before my job interview. And then freshen up for my video interview for my second one today. And I'm not gonna record everything. I'm just gonna do that on another day because I like to listen to music or something while I'm working out. So stay tuned, y'all. I'll hit y'all up when I'm about to get ready for the other video or interview. Bye. Y'all, that turn your incline up to 4 or 5 and walk all the way on 3.5 and tell me you ain't sweaty. What up, y'all? This video is not sponsored by Gatorade. Really good protein bar. Whenever you're working out, if you want to gain muscle faster, try to get some sort of protein in your system at least 40 minutes after your workout. Do peanuts, whatever has protein in it. I can't do peanuts because I'm allergic. But I'm getting ready to have my first interview for today. I answered the phone So I don't have to do my hair and stuff right now. But the second one, I'm gonna have to do my hair because it's gonna be on Google Meet. So I'm just out here getting some more sun. I always pray before my interviews. So I've been praying and talking to God and thanking Him for the position. I'll check back in with you guys after, tell you how it went. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. I'm so excited for tonight's service. I'll see you guys soon, okay? The interview went great, and they have moved me on to the next level of interviewing. So I have an interview on Friday. I'll be meeting with the managers. They'll be going over my role. And this interview is going to be 2.5 hours long. But it may not be that long because I was expecting this one to be 45 minutes to an hour, but it only went for about 30 minutes. So I'm pretty aware of what to expect. I'm probably getting more into the questions, you know, the competencies. I actually want to do a video on that and show you guys how I interview and what to look for and how to look at a website where you're applying and have the information on hand so that you know what questions to ask and what to say, and just do your research so that it can make you sound really good as you are. But yes, prayer works. Every time, I'm telling you, ever since I started praying before my interviews, stuff just started happening. So now I'm gonna do my hair and take a shower. I haven't been able to shower from my workout because I got the workout in right before my interview and didn't have time to, fully wash up and everything before I started. But it was just a phone conversation, this one was. So this next interview is going to be on a Zoom call. Now this position is temp to hire, but they do start me off $2 more than the office position. And I don't have to deal with people or speak with anybody. I will just be sending emails pretty much. And then once I do get hired, because I believe I will get hired, then I will be able to get $1 or $2 raise. So that'll be really good. I think I'm banking more on that job. And also this one doesn't start until July 31st or August 13th. And I need a job like right now. So just pray for me on all jobs. And then I also have another interview tomorrow at 9 in the morning. So ever since I had a prayer, it was literally just a prayer with God, and I was like, Lord, please bless me with something, Lord, if that's what you intend, or bless my business. And ever since then, I've just been getting phone call after phone call. I had somebody else call me this morning. Oh, y'all need to put your stuff on Indeed. Put your information on LinkedIn. People will literally call your phone and be looking for you. Like, real talk. I had somebody else call me this morning, and that role is starting off $2 more too. And they're wanting to move forward with the process with that as well. So she'll let me know in the next day or two when my interview will be with the manager for that job as well. So if you're job searching like I am, just keep the faith. Understand that you can still look for what you want. I've had some people, literally somebody told me that I'm picky with my job picking because they drove down the street and saw all these signs that say they're hiring. I'm not picky. I just know what I want. I know what my value is. I know what I'm worth. And I'm not picky at all. I done applied at Taco Bell, McDonald's, restaurants. They're just not calling me back. I've gotten a lot of emails that say, we're going to move on to the next step. So it's not that I'm picky. if I'm gonna get started and go through all that to get hired, I might as well be somewhere where I want to be. But I might end up still working somewhere else until my position becomes available, wherever God decides to take me. So pray for me. I'm about to hop in the shower, turn my curling iron, not my curling iron, but my flat iron on. I need to do something with my hair, y'all. Like, it's bad. But yeah, just pray for me. And I'm super excited. And I thank, again, all of y'all for all your love, support, your prayers. It's working. And I'll check back in with you after I get dressed, because I have somebody that's going to pick me up and bring me to their house so I can use their Wi-Fi because my internet's turned off. So I'll catch up with y'all later. Bye.
But it just dawned on me why